And yet, your Buddha nature isn't born. Now, for us in this human body, in this human world, it's hard to even imagine that there's a part of us that isn't born. That there's a quality of being that doesn't decline. We can't even figure out where to put that in our concepts. Like myth, wishful thinking, lost art, potential. But the truth of your nature, it's not bound by words. You know, the words that you come up with are all part of this impermanent world. The concepts you come up with to understand Buddha nature can't touch Buddha nature. Buddha nature can't be said. And the Buddha himself, he said, though I would think to say, there are no words for what is absolutely true. Ice cannot relate to the water. Tricky. Because ice puts everything in ice terms. Puts everything in hard, cold, terms. The qualities of water can't be presented by ice. So even though I particularly love this metaphor worked for me because I could begin to see that I couldn't see. And no matter what kind of a concept I would put on it, it wouldn't work. The concept would be limited. The concept would be impermanent. But the truth of Buddha nature, even the idea that we put Buddha nature is, he said very early on in the translation. Even the idea of is doesn't apply to Buddha nature. If something is, then it can be isn't. And Buddha nature can never be isn't. It's always. And even always we get like a crazy thing going on with always. And we think, oh great, Buddha nature is not impermanent. That's cool. That must mean it's forever. Another concept. And we begin to see the problem of the ice. The problem of the ice is always trying to create a concept. One of the problems of the ice is that it makes concepts. Ice produces more ice. So what about the water then? I mean, what are we going to do here? What's a poor little ice cube to do? The only thing the ice can do is put itself in a bowl of warm water. We call that refuge. We turn to the Buddha. Where is the not frozenness? Says the ice. This is the Buddha. How do you get not frozen? This is the Dharma. All those people that are turning to the Buddha and applying the teachings to their own mind, these are the Sangha, the group of like-minded ones, the lovers of virtue. Because you have to begin to understand what makes frozen. That's the whole trick here. What makes frozen? It's not what makes water. You can't make the water. But something is making the frozen. And in order for you to understand that, you have to listen to the teachings. Because you can. You are a human being. You are a special kind of a frozen. You're the kind of frozen with enough intellect and understanding to be presented with the teachings. You can begin to comprehend, oh my goodness, I'm frozen. This is a frozen thing. But the nature beyond the concepts of your mind is water. Fluid, liquid, reflective, pervasive, of every particle of ice, without exception. So we turn to the unfrozen, the Buddha. We listen to what the Buddha taught, how to become unfrozen, the Dharma. And we learn. Instead of just exercising more ice, making more ice, we begin to refuse to make more ice. And the Buddha said, do no non-virtue whatsoever. What makes you frozen is harmful actions of body, speech, and mind. Hurting and harming other people make you more frozen. Hurting and harming anything makes you more frozen. Doing non-virtue, instead cultivating virtuous qualities. This helps you to thaw. But even that isn't enough. Because sooner or later, non-virtuous thoughts and habits will come again, and sooner or later you'll be frozen again. It's like, the only thing that actually prevents you from experiencing the not knowing of the true nature of your mind is to know the true nature of your mind beyond concepts. And we call that sabiduría, wisdom. Water. You use the truth of the water to accomplish the water. And where do you get that? You get that from the Lama. By relying on one who has done the work through the process and has the lineage of water, then you can be what you are, which is water. But what's a poor little ice cube to do? They have to put themselves in a bowl of warm water. You have to use the truth of your Buddha nature to experience your Buddha nature. And that means you have to undo the false truth of your not Buddha nature. Because you can never, ever not be Buddha. Ice can never not be water.